We back at it once again on the verbal exchange. I got Quinn. I got Quinn on the line. Uh, Another episode of Quinn's Corner coming at you. We're gonna touch on a couple of issues. It keeps coming up. The last couple of days we've been going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna speak on it, man. We're gonna touch. One thing that's really been bugging me is all of this talk about the Illuminati, and from that, as that Childish Gambino plays in the background, um, from that, I it all for me it always ties back into religion and even in a larger scope, our perspective on life and our existence and everything like that. So like I said, Quinn, I got Quinn on the line. Quinn, tell the people what's up, baby.
What's up? What's up? Yeah, yeah. Man, this whole Illuminati thing, man, I was into it real hard at one point in time. But the more I start studying, kind of like religion, man, it takes me down so many different paths, and man, it makes me question so many other things.
How deep? When you say you were into it deep, man, how deep?
I mean, you have a lot of people that look and they'll say, well, they'll make blanket statements about, who's in the Illuminati or what it stands for or what they're trying to do.
Like Jay-Z, for example.
Yeah. I mean, you can look at a whole plethora of artists in the music industry and just list off names.
Right.
I think when we're talking about Illuminati, though, what it comes down to is deception. They're trying to hide the knowledge, even though they give it to us right there in our face.
Right.
But they're trying to hide the knowledge and distract us with other things.
Listen to this. Now, as we were talking, you mentioned a whole plethora of artists, and I pulled up Ranker, and this is some of the notable people that they're saying are Illuminati members: Angelina Jolie, Paris Hilton, Britney Spears, Kim Kardashian, Rihanna, Halle Berry. This is just women now. Beyonce Knowles, Miley Cyrus, just to name a few.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. First name you named was Angelina Jolie.
Right.
Let me tell you what some of my research brought me to on Angelina Jolie. Man, okay, well it's come to my attention that most presidents are really up until this point. I'm not sure about Trump, but all the way up through Obama, all presidents were related and part of the Illuminati.
I've heard that as well. I've heard that. I don't know about the truth of that, but I have heard it.
I've done a little bit of research, and it seems to be in some shape, form, or fashion they have been related. Now, here's what's crazy. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt are part of the Illuminati, and they're also related through George Bush. Both of them are close cousins to George Bush.
That can't be right. Come on, man. That can't be right. Are you sure about that?
I mean, hey, I'm not making this stuff up. This is what my studies bring me. And I sit back and I say the same thing. This can't be right, man.
I mean, it's when you think about it on the face of it, man, it's hard to. It's so twisted. You kind of find yourself hoping, or just dismissing it out of just off top, like, nah, man, no way.
It's hard to believe.
I heard just yesterday, we were talking about this last night, and I can't remember the president, but Barack Obama. Now, Barack has a black father and a white mother.
Yeah.
Now, word is what I was told is that Barack was directly related to, was it Kennedy or somebody where
related.
Yeah, I find that so hard to believe, man. But really, could it really be true?
It is what it is, and I mean, it's not like that's not hidden. That's actually public information now. You can find that out for yourself. They're all related, and you know what's crazy? They're all O negative blood types too. Now, from what I understand, that plays a big part in it.
Okay, now I just pulled it up. So it says right here now that Obama and Bush are supposedly cousins.
I mean, hey, see if you can dig a little deeper real quick. Let's verify this. Let's see if they're related to any other president.
Wow. Factcheck.org says that Obama and Bush are 11th cousins, both descended from Samuel Hinckley, who lived in Massachusetts in the 17th century. Meanwhile, Obama is also related even more closely to Dick Cheney. They are 8th cousins, both descended from a French Huguenot named Maureen Duval, who settled in Maryland in the 17th century.
It is, man. And you keep digging, I'm sure you'll find more. They're all related. It's just intertwined, intertwisted. It's crazy.
I mean, yeah, that really is blowing my mind. Now, 11th and 8th cousins, it's a distant relation, very distant. But
close enough to let him get a presidency seat. You know what I'm saying? A seat in office. You know what I'm saying? See, I think. Well, I don't even want to jump that far yet. I was gonna speak to our struggles. I think in the big scheme of things, racism is a distraction. Racism doesn't run the world, man.
Racism, as in, like you talking about the idea of racism?
Yeah.
I agree 1,000%.
And it distracts white people. It distracts black people. And everybody in between, man.
You can't. You almost can't do anything in these streets without somebody screaming racist this, racist that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's us.
Yeah. But the big picture is money.
Always. It's always, man. The golden rule. Whoever got the gold makes the rules.
The tax bracket is the determining factor, man. When it really boils down to it.
Right.
Now, I mean, on our level, is racism an issue? Oh yeah, and we have to deal with it.
No doubt.
But I'm just saying the bigger picture. I'm saying the bigger picture. When we talking about this Illuminati thing, we talking about 13 families that's really running this thing, man.
13 families.
You know what I'm saying? 13 families. From the Rothschilds to whoever else.
There you go. See, now again, just the other day, they kept hitting me with the Rothschilds. They were talking about the Rothschilds. They was talking about the Bilderberg Group and things like that. And you know me, when I hear something, I'm quick. I'm trying to look it up. I'm trying to find some information on it. The Rothschilds was a very prominent banking family over in Europe, right?
Oh yeah.
Now, in terms of influence and the Illuminati, let's call it the master plan, right? You already touched on money. What exactly are their long-term goals? Because they already rich, right? They already got money.
But here's the thing. The goal is to keep them with the money, keep us blinded, and keep them with the knowledge. Hide the knowledge of ourselves away from us. This thing goes a whole lot deeper, man. And here's a piece of the Illuminati that I'm not sure I believe yet or subscribe to. But that's the whole thing about the reptilian agenda. And supposedly all these higher ups.
Did you just say reptilian?
Families. Yeah, dog, yeah. And it's crazy. But and I want you to do this too. I'm about to tell you this. And I want you to go on there, find the link, and put this link under so people can go to it. Prime Minister Putin actually got on television and said, dragons and reptiles rule the world. This is what Prime Minister Putin said. I can give you other names, and I want you to post them down there too. You know, put the links down there so people can go and check it out.
I'll do that. I'll do that. No, without a doubt. Did Putin just out the world's ruling class as reptilians? I've already pulled it up.
Yeah. I want you to also put a link up there for Philip Snyder. He talks about the things he's seen and how the government tried to cover it up. I believe they killed him. Arizona Wilder, they killed her like 6 months after she came out and made her statement. Even, I'm going to tell you one that surprised me. Erica Rothschild came out and made statements about it too.
What was Snyder's first name?
Philip Snyder.
Okay, what about the young lady?
Arizona Wilder.
Arizona Wilder. I'm gonna provide some information on. I'm gonna provide some information on all of these people. I'm gonna put links in the video.
Yeah, please do. I mean, I need people to realize it's not something I'm just coming off the top of the head with. This stuff is documented. People have said, and after they said it, they ended up dead. You know what I'm saying?
Now, when you say, are you talking about Illuminati operatives? Are they really out here? Are they really out here dispatching people?
Man, now that question could take me several different ways. Now, first, what I want to make sure we realize, I'm not sure about this dragon and reptile deal, but when we're talking about, they've also made these. Oh man, how can I say this without sounding crazy? Because people gonna think I'm crazy when I say this.
Speak on it. We'll sort that out later.
This whole thing with the organ harvesting and how they're trying to take DNA from people.
Okay.
Well, they say the reason they're doing this is because of the sun. Because the sun is vibrating so hard now that people with low levels of carbon can't take it.
Low levels of carbon?
Yeah, low levels of carbon.
We getting deep in it, man. We getting real deep in it right now.
But they can't take it, so they're dying off. So what they have to do is they're stealing melanin from us folk with melanin. They're organ harvesting, and what they're trying to actually do is survive this actual vibration that the sun is doing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I say that's crazy, not to say that it there's no way it could be true. I'm saying it's crazy because it's just, I mean, it's such a twisted web, and all what's the saying? How does the saying go? All stories have some basis in fact.
Yeah.
I don't even need to look up organ harvesting to know that they've been doing that in third world countries for a very long time. A very long time. They're making movies about that.
Yeah, what we got going on with all these black women coming up missing and things, with all these black kids coming up missing, it's starting to be a serious issue. But that, from what I understand, that's the issue, man. The solar cells equals cosmic DNA, and the best place to get it from is the black woman.
Huh.
From what I understand, one white person dies every 57 minutes from a disease that they get from the sun.
So something that has to do with UV radiation or ultraviolet light and sound waves and radio waves. Okay, I can see that.
Oh yeah.
Just another little tidbit.
We can actually trace Illuminati all the way back to Egypt, man. We can trace it back to 6000 BC, which is approximately about 8,000 years ago from the day.
Man, now that, well, hold on. A tidbit on the missing persons. Right now,
Okay.
nationwide, 25,863 total cases.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And you know what? This totally slipped my mind, man. The movie Get Out. This movie hasn't been out that long.
Yeah, Get Out. That was recent. That was this year, 2017.
Yeah. And I mean, I think, you know, that movie kind of touched on it a little bit.
It really did. It really did. They changed the name of the group. What did they call the what did they call the little faction that the people in that community were a part of?
I don't even know, man. I have to go back and watch it again. Actually, I am gonna watch it. That's a good movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up real quick. But yeah, I thought that was pretty trippy how they really touched on that. Now I'll tell you this. For the longest time, man, my belief in the Illuminati was based purely on what history told us, purely what the history book talked about. You know, the Illuminati was formed in 1776, same year that the United States was founded as a country. I can't even pronounce the guy's last name, but and it was their primary goal, based on history, was to oppose governments who were trying to use religion as a means of control. And
hold up. When you get into that, man, that right there says a lot. That's religion within itself. That's the whole point of religion being invented. And there's a possibility
you
that
say
the Illuminati started religion.
You say that.
For that reason.
You say that, but how would you respond to me? Let's say I was speaking on behalf of somebody that was devout in their religion, and they would argue that religion's sole purpose is to foster a relationship with the supreme being, God.
That sounds good. That sounds well and good.
It sounds good.
You know, I like to believe in that myself. But if you don't think that religion has control over people and can't be used to control and manipulate people, then I guess you believe Christopher Columbus discovered America too.
We know Columbus was lost, man. We know Columbus was trying to get over to India somewhere. He was heading in the wrong direction. That's another segment in itself.
This is what I know for a fact. You can about ask anybody this. Anybody who does any little bit of study. Muslims, Christians, and even Judaism. All these institutions were introduced in a state of servitude.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, that's true. Us,
we don't necessarily study the history of religion. You know what I'm saying? If you really study and figure out and do the math on what's going on, the Bible comes from Egypt, and what it comes from is the Rosetta Stone in Egypt.
The Rosetta Stone.
The Rosetta Stone. That's where it comes from.
I'm looking it up right now. I want to read more about that. I want to see some more information on that. Now, of course, all of the searches are resulting. You know, they're bringing up the Rosetta Stone, the education company where they teach people to learn other languages.
Yeah, you might want to.
I found it. I got it.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah. It was found in 1799, inscribed with 3 versions of a decree issued at Memphis, Egypt, 196 BC.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's crazy. This is what we know. We know that the contents of most Bibles were written before the language of the Bible or the language of those people actually evolved.
That's true. That's a true statement.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a true statement.
There is no Quranic Arabic before the Quran. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Just as it,
The
most of
Quran, the Quran was written in Arabic, and so was the Holy Bible.
Right.
Was written in Arabic. So I mean, it's just a lot of stuff. Even when you talk about the Prophet Muhammad, it says the Prophet Muhammad was illiterate.
Right.
And it doesn't say illiterate. It says homeen. Homeen really doesn't mean illiterate. That word has two functions, and really what it means is couldn't understand the language.
Right. I did read a little bit on that, and from what I gathered, we use the term illiterate, and in our minds that means he couldn't read or write.
Can't read.
Right.
But really, he just couldn't read the language that it was brought to him in.
Exactly.
He was taught to homeen, and or it was said that he was homeen, and he was told to Ikra.
Right. He recited.
He was told to Ikra, and Ikra means read, so that means he could already read.
Right. Just not in the language that the Quran was transcribed in.
The language in which he was reading. There you go. Yeah.
So, but to me, that's it's so many things, and it's unfortunate that we don't have any way to go back to actually be there to really see what happened. But it just leads me to question if this man is reciting to you with the sole purpose of you recording what he is reciting to you for posterity's sake, for this to be recorded in history. Why would you write in a language that he himself can't even understand?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. To be honest with you, the Bible, most people think the Bible was first written in Greek. It wasn't. It was written in Arabic also. And actually, Christian people were the first to call God Allah. They called God Allah before Muslims did.
I was always under the impression that the first Bible was written in Hebrew.
Well, Arabic, or I don't even know how to pronounce the other word, but it's something like Karshuni.
I'm trying to look it up right now.
I'm pretty sure it's Karshuni, but I'm pretty sure that is a kind of Aramaic.
Yeah. I'm tracking.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, I mean, the facts just go on. There's no documentation of a Muslim till hundreds of years after Prophet Muhammad died. We need to be educated on how to approach the reading of these Bibles, dog. And we so often go to church and just listen to what a preacher tells us, and we don't do our own research. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, very few, very few people, because it's set up very neatly, right? Religion is only supposed to serve, at least for the individual, as far as the individual is concerned, it's only supposed to foster your relationship with God, right?
Yeah.
So most people don't even look any further than that.
Yeah. And here's what's crazy. Most Bibles these days have what you call a concordance.
Right.
You know, the little writing down at the bottom that'll kind of give you an explanation, and then you can even look that up further, because it'll tell you where the word comes from.
Right.
You know.
It'll give you the root and the origin, whether it was Greek and what have you. Right.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And kind of tell you what they meant by it. But people don't even take the time. I mean, just like okay, like we look at the word virgin when we talk about the Virgin Mary.
Right.
By Greek definition, the virgin does not mean to not have sex. By Greek definition, that means unmarried woman.
Right. I can see that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see that.
but we'll take it out of context because we're not taking. We're going with what we know the definition to be.
Most historians say that Mary was 11 or 12 years old when she was wed to Joseph as his second wife. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right that people will most times the scripture is just read and the scripture is just accepted.
Yeah.
I've tried to have a conversation in the past about the literal translations of the Bible and the alterations to scripture that were necessary because languages translated from one to the other didn't completely match. And so to say that the Bible that we read today, the King James version, is the literal translation of the Word of God, I feel like that's inaccurate because we know that Hebrew didn't translate 100% accurately to Greek and to English. Things had to be changed.
Exactly.
And we also know, looking at history, that entire scriptures were omitted. Scriptures were reworded and rewritten.
Scriptures, we talking about books. Constantine took entire books out of the Bible. So
this is true.
He not only did he do that, he changed the day of worship from Saturday to Sunday.
This is true.
And that was sometime in I don't know, I think it was like 32 AD or maybe 300 AD, something like that. But this dude just did what he wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Now let's tie that back into the Illuminati, and we could definitely do a part 2 on this segment. I want to try to keep it right at 30, and we getting there. But Illuminati and their influence on religion. I've heard that the Illuminati themselves, the group, that they have their own religion and it's satanic or loose. I can't remember the word.
Luciferic, maybe.
Lucifer. Yeah, that's it. And I was reading that, and to me now if this is true, and again we're speculating here, and we've gone through the process of trying to gather information and try to educate ourselves as the best we could on things that all the information is not there. We can only try to piece things together as we go. But that would make a lot of sense if
that would go back to your Prime Minister Putin telling you that lizards and dragons rule the world.
Right, because at that point it would all come back to the original evil. And in that aspect, I can conceive a master plan in that aspect, with religion and the kind of muddying of the water, so to speak, to just be one aspect of how they attack people's consciousness and how they sow confusion and discord, and they keep us, even though everybody is striving to make that connection with God, they keep us moving in the wrong direction.
Let me tell you, dog. Let me tell you what's so crazy. So we all will say that the Illuminati is Satan worship, right?
Right.
Then they'll turn around and put like the Eye of Horus in front of us. Then that translate in our mind that this Eye of Horus is bad. We need to stay away from it. Which then translates to, oh man, this whole pineal gland thing, we need to stay away from it. You know what I'm saying? To avoid at all costs trying to open your third eye. Exactly.
So at that point, you would basically...
Really what they know is the pineal gland equals neuromelanin, which keeps you connected to your consciousness and the universe's consciousness. And this thing is deep, man. This thing is very deep.
It is that. At the very least, we know that a focused individual is somebody that's putting himself in a position to make a connection with the higher power.
This whole thing.
But if you can,
when we talk about religion, it's crazy because it's so intertwined, but yet it's two different things.
Right. Absolutely.
My issue is I can't be a Christian. How can I call myself a Christian, when Christians were the ones that enslaved my people, you know what I'm saying? How can you call yourself a Christian? You go enslave a race of people, you rape them, you murder them, you torture them. I mean, the list goes on and on of things you do. But yet you consider yourself a Christian, a God-fearing man.
We're going to have to hit that in part 2, big dog. We're going to have to hit it in part 2. We approach it. We actually exceeding the limit. That's something that I want to touch on. That's something that I definitely want to touch on. It's a very, very bizarre situation in the United States of America because we don't have any more natives here. Like, all of the Native Americans are, most of them have been killed or they died off, or, we don't really get to interact with them like that. But all of these people here, all of these immigrants, we've all come to this country over the years in several different ways. I don't have to explain that to you. But religion kind of grew funky in the United States just by the way that it was introduced.
Oh yeah.
And that's definitely something that I wanna continue with in the second part. We're here with Quinn on Quinn's Corner. We talking Illuminati. We talking religion. We're gonna keep this going on part 2. Right now, I'm gonna stop this one. Stay tuned, man. We got more episodes coming at y'all. This is the Verbal Exchange, Quinn's Corner. We signing off. Peace.